Good morning, OB. My name is Rashid Acker.
And I'm Owen Locke, and welcome to this week's edition of Obtv.
March is known for many things: the college basketball finals, the golf masters, and the arrival of spring. Most importantly, this month has been designated as Women's History Month, a time to think, reflect, and celebrate the accomplishments of women in history.
Here at Obtv, we will acknowledge some of our leading women here at O'Brien: Dr. Freedom Wisdom, Ms. Ryan, and Dr. Diaz. In today's male-dominated world, all of these women are leaders in their right.
When it comes to STEM fields, it's not exactly a secret that there is a disproportionately small representation of women.
Thus, in today's episode, we will pay homage to these women who have stepped up to the plate and taken on leadership roles in these fields, and are helping to open doors for young women in these areas.
First, we have Dahlia Alameen interviewing our own headmaster, Dr. Freeman Wisdom, to give her perspective on what it takes to be a female leader in the BPS school system.
Good morning, OB. My name is Dahlia Alameen, and as you know, March is Women's History Month. And as we bring Women's History Month to a close, we would like to interview a few women in our community, including Dr. Wisdom. All right, Dr. Wisdom, how do you feel about the status of women in the world today?
Personally, I feel as if we've made some strides, but there is still a long ways to go. Particularly for women of color, I'd like to see more people who look like me when I turn on the television, or when we're talking about the political arena. I'm hoping that young women, pursue careers and go to college so that they can lead on a national level. And I feel as if that's one area that we are lacking in. I've learned that it is so important for us to be patient.
That's true.
To have an open mind. But most importantly, I think it's important to have a vision so that you know where you're going and you're not just operating on a day-to-day. And it's important to communicate that vision. And I'm a work in progress. But I know that, the things that I need to do will get done. But most importantly, in terms of the qualities that a leader needs to have, or a lesson that I've learned, is again, you have to have the vision, you need to have an open mind, and you need to be a great listener.
That's very true. That is very true from my own experience being a leader. Mm-hmm. So, Dr. Wisdom, what are you going to ensure you continue to grow and develop as a leader?
I am going to continue to attend professional development workshops. I do have my doctorate, so I don't have to go back to school, but a true learner never stops.
That's true.
And in this work, things change, and they change all the time. So it's really important for me to stay current and to stay grounded in the work. And the only way for me to do that is to continue to attend professional development workshops, conferences when they come to town, or if I have to go out of town to attend them. But also, one thing that I really want to do is make sure that I spend more time with students. I think that's really important. It's really easy to get caught up in the business aspect of being a school leader, but one thing that I do feel that I want to do more of is to connect with the students on a more consistent basis.
I like that, Dr. Wisdom. Well, now you are connecting with us through OBTV, so that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Wisdom, for your time.
At all.
Thank you, Dr. Freeman Wisdom. It is so comforting to have a leader as yourself be this excited about the O'Brien. The OB is fortunate to have you as our steward and guide, not just for the young ladies, but for the young men as well. Up next, another accomplished woman at the OB that I have personally had the pleasure of working with, Miss Ryan, the girls softball team coach. Here's Danella Alcantara with the interview.
So continuing with the theme of Women's History Month, in today's world, females envision themselves as professional athletes. I am here with Ms. Ryan to talk women in sports. So Ms. Ryan, for the first question, I wanted to ask you, who is your role model in the world of sports, and how have women advanced in the sports arena?
So I grew up in Connecticut, and in Connecticut, you were a big UConn women's fan, basketball fan. So I was a big Jen Rosati fan. Jen Rosati played on their national championship team in 1995. She was a scrappy player. She wore knee pads. I wore knee pads throughout high school for her. And in advancing for women have advanced in the professional arena all over. You see the Venus sisters with tennis. Jackie Joyner-Kersee was a huge track star. In 1996, based on women in the basketball arena with college sports, the WNBA was created, and Rebecca Lobo and Cheryl Swoops are huge proponents of that.
Also, Ms. Ryan, what is the greatest lesson you have learned as an athlete, and how has this helped you become the coach you are today?
So one of the greatest lessons I've learned is sportsmanship and teamwork, right? So on my team, I always tell my kids, you're losing with grace, you win with grace, and no matter what the outcome is of a game, that you are, you're always cheering everyone, you're always friendly, you're not arguing with umpires or other referees or other players on the team. And I also think that academics. So I always put my academics first in front of my athletics, even if, I need to be at a game or a practice. And academics, you can never take your education away from anyone, right? So for that, that's always first.
All right, that's all the time we have. Thank you, Ms. Ryan. Appreciate your time.
No problem. Thanks.
And back to you guys.
Thank you, Ms. Ryan. For many years, women were not even allowed to play sports because they were deemed as too delicate. It is inspiring that we have someone like you here at OB to break those stereotypes and push young women to reach their physical greatness. Finally, we will have an interview with Dr. Diaz, an important scholar in her own right.
Good morning, I'm Melanie DePina, and now we're here with Dr. Diaz. Dr. Diaz, how do you become interested in STEM?
My mother was a nurse and my father was an engineer, so I've always lived in a home where STEM field was the norm.
I agree. And what advice would you want to offer to students who do want to be in the STEM field now?
I would say look into what you want to do. In terms of, remember in STEM, there's a lot of things you can do. So try to figure out what do you love, your strengths. And keep searching for the things that what are you looking for in life in general. So you want to be able to problem solve, and that STEM field will give it to you. You want to be, if you want to be able to collaborate, communicate with others, STEM field is exactly what you do, because you never figure out things on your own, but you do it in collaboration. And just keep in mind, you end up when you end up falling in love with it, stay with it, because it's a very lovable field if you understand why you're doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Diaz, and back to you guys.
We need to give salutations to Dr. Diaz and the thousands of other women who push their everyday boundaries in the science fields to making a stride and breaking down barriers that should no longer exist. Dr. Diaz and other women like her are examples of what needs to happen, not just at O'Brien, but in the mainstream society as well. Up next, we have Nicole Carrasco with OB's 360.
Good morning, OB. My name is Nicole Carrasco, and today's OB 360 will continue with the theme of Women's History Month. This celebration came into existence in 1987 and receives a special presidential proclamation every year honoring the extraordinary achievements of American women. Historically, women were completely subservient to men. They could not vote, own property, and had no legal claim to money. Women, of course, have made many strides since then. However, after almost 200 years, women are not on the same level as men. To that I say, you may shoot me with your words.
You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness.
But still, like air,
I'll rise.
I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise.
Thank you, ladies, for your strong voice. Happy Women's Month. I know this month has been designated as a time to pay homage to their accomplishments, but I want to personally say that every day we should pause and give thanks to the many women who are making great strides, and it starts with our moms and sisters at home. To all women who, in the words of Maya Angelou, continue to rise. You serve as role models for women everywhere. Thank you.
One final note before we conclude this week's show. As you are all aware, April vacation is here, and Obtv would like to wish everyone a joyous and safe vacation.
Take this time to spend with loved ones and friends, but most importantly, make sure to get plenty of R&R and come back ready to finish off the school year with perseverance, respect, integrity, discipline, and excellence. OB Pride.
Well, that's all for today, OB. I'm Owen Locke.
And I'm Rashid Acker saying,
We are the best because we are bright. See you after vacation.